Hello everybody, Marcus from NooB Auto Parts here. Today we're going to look at lock sets a bit more in depth to clear up something about one of our previous videos to do with replacing the ignition barrels. There was a bit of miscommunication in our title for our last video regarding the installation of the new ignition barrels, and a few people weren't happy. So we'll clear that up now. We'll clear that up with another video. The last video wasn't received too well because it was a bit brief, and we didn't elaborate on how to get the ignition barrels out to fit our refurbished ones. So we'll go through that with you today. As you can see, we've got a couple bagged up here ready to go. They're all professionally cleaned, refurbished and repaired where needed. But we do these for basically most Toyotas that come through the yard. That's an RA40 kit. Another Hilux set there. Yeah, so we've got a few of these. We sell a few of them. They're advertised on the website. We were getting a lot of people asking how to do the ignition barrels when we first started doing these. Hence that first video. We would just link people to that video explaining how to swap them over. But a few people were obviously finding the video and going, well, this doesn't help me because I've lost my key, or the barrel is damaged, or whatever. So we'll do that now. We'll show you again on an RN46 that we've got sitting outside. Just because it's got the ignition barrel and key in it at the moment, we'll show you on that. So we'll go suss it out now. Our last video on removing ignition barrels with the key wasn't received very well. That was probably because we didn't elaborate that this is a tutorial to remove it with the key. Alright, if you're replacing an ignition barrel with one of our refurbished ones, this is for that purpose. If you're in need of removing one without the key, you either have to destroy the lock getting it out, or get a locksmith to get it out. Most of the locks are pretty easy to do on Toyotas. They're held in by little clips that look like this. All you have to do with your ignition barrel, right, put on accessories, and then that little hole there has a little like a button in it, right? I usually use an Allen key, but you can use a small screwdriver. Push it like that, pull on the barrel, or if the key doesn't pull out of the ignition, you can just pull on the key and it will take the barrel with it. But if the keyway's stuffed, then the key might just come straight out like that. So you'll have to try pry on the ignition barrel itself, like so. And then to put our new ones in, our refurbished ones in, you just put the new key in the lock, accessories position, slide it back in the exact same way you took the old one out, pushing on that button, done, it's in, that's it. Now while the barrel is removed, never turn the key past the lock position or past the start position. The barrel will lock up and need to be repaired. Now onto the subject that was upsetting a few people. We didn't elaborate how to get the barrel out if you don't have the key. We've already been over the fact that you can put this in accessories, depress that little retainer button, and the barrel will just pop straight out. But if you don't have the key, and you can't put it on accessories, you have probably a few different options, but most of them involve completely destroying the lock. So if you're not worried about that because you're replacing it, then that's no worries. You can use these methods. But if you wanted it to rebuild as a spare or something like that, you should contact a locksmith because they'll be able to get this out without destroying it. But if you're replacing your lock with one of our refurbished ones and you don't really care about damaging it, a few things you can do. Big screwdriver, smack that in with a hammer, and then turn it with vice grips or a shifter spanner to accessories, and then you can depress the retainer button and pull that out. The other method is pretty similar to that, which involves drilling all the way through this, which completely destroys all the pins inside, and you should be able to just depress that and pull it out if the drill didn't just destroy it anyway. You have to be very careful with those two methods not to destroy the housing inside at all, because it could be very easy to accidentally drill too far or smack the hammer in too far, so you got to be careful. Now the other method that I would most likely go for is putting a very tiny punch in there and just smashing that little retainer button all the way in, and then you can just pull the barrel out with it in any position. It won't matter then. You just have to be extremely careful not to destroy the housing here, because then your new lock going in, the retainer might not actually hold it in properly. So those are the three methods. I would show you how to do it, but currently don't have any locks here that don't have keys, so we plan on fixing all the locks here. We can't exactly go smashing screwdrivers into them as an example for you. Just be careful not to destroy the housings when you do either of those methods. If you're worried about destroying the housing, or you want to save this as a spare to get it repinned at some point, recoated, or get a locksmith to come out, they will be able to remove this without breaking anything. If you need a refurbished lock set, you can check out our website or Facebook page and contact us through either one. Alright, so that's it for now guys. That should have cleared up a few things for you. Catch you later.